Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project Podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. I guess it's that time to sit in my chair and talk to myself for another 20 minutes. I always do this. I always put the show off till the very end of the day. I have a full day to record a show. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I started really working around 5-ish. And no, it's not true. Whatever, I wanted to restart there, but I'm not going to. I need to do a better job of just leaving shit in, because sometimes I feel like it's embarrassing and I restart, but who gives a fuck? So, started working around 4:40, and then around 5:30 to 6, it was kind of iffy, just kind of, I don't know, kind of hanging out. And then, whatever, doesn't matter. So, I have a full day ahead of me, is what I'm trying to say. And from between 4:30 and right now it's 7:38, that's 15 hours. Why do I wait that long to record a show? I don't know. Because then it comes time to record it, I'm crunched for time, and then I feel like the quality is not as good, or as I miss something because I'm trying to just hurry and get it done. I don't know. But whatever. So anyway, here we are doing the show, and so I'll just say this. I did another shower thoughts thing where I just brought my phone into the shower, turned on voice memos, and I just started talking about what I need the app to do, what I need Cursor AI to build for me. And I feel like I'm getting better at saying what I think it needs to do so that it gives the best prompt. Because like I said, I record it on voice memos, get a big long transcription, and then, let's actually see something. I wonder how many words this transcription is, how much I talked, to see. Let's see, so copy transcript, and let's go put it into page. It is 6,630 words, which is, 6,630 characters, which is 1,241 words, which is 3 full Instagram captions. It's actually almost on the dot, 3 full Instagram captions of just talking. Thought it was going to be a lot more, to be honest with you. But the voice memo itself was 13 minutes. Obviously, I'm not talking nonstop for the whole 13 minutes. But yeah, so let me go ahead and just delete the hell out of this. Delete. Yeah, I'm sure. Uh-oh, it's being weird. There we go. So anyway, I did that. Got a big long prompt ready to go. I'm actually going to paste it in right now so it can plan some stuff. So that way the plan will be ready by later. Oh my goodness. I was saying team mode in the shower, and it picked it up as T mode. You know? This is ass. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new chat in Cursor. We're going to change this from agent to plan. We're going to paste this in. And what I need to say, so rather than going through and trying to find everywhere it says T mode, anywhere it says T mode, it's team mode. Typo. There's team mode and competition mode. Okay, and then send it. So when you click plan in Cursor, it doesn't do anything except generate step-by-step everything that it's going to do. You review it, and then you say if you want to change anything or add anything, and then it goes. So this has been helpful. I talked about it yesterday, but pretty much brain dump the whole thing in there, and then it sorts it out in chat GPT, and then I take that, then I put that in a cursor, plans it out step by step what it's going to do, and then it batches it. So if it's a 20-step thing, it'll do maybe the first 5 steps and then say, hey, these are done. You want me to keep going? Do you want me to? Which is so funny because, yes, I want you to do all 20 steps, but I get it. Can't batch the whole thing. Can't just run forever. It's got to pause. But anyway, so spent a chunk of the day, maybe 5-6 hours on one thing that just was not working, just one bug. And I learned the very hard way that, big oopsie, what I did between the last, well, hold on, let me see something. 1, 3, 5. If it's more, I'm going to cry. 1, 3, 5. Okay. So I don't know how or why or what's going on specifically, but I went over my cached egress usage of 250 gigabytes per month. I can't go over that or I have to pay more. And I've so far, I've gone over it by 28 gigs. And I don't know what that is relative to what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing that's causing it to go above the limit. They give me 250 gigs. And I went over it. I went over it, dude. That's insane. And I'm only halfway through my billing period. I mean, today is actually the halfway point. But the thing is on the 8th and the 9th, I used 100, total of 220 gigs between the 8th and the 9th of December. I don't know what I did. I don't even know what the fuck this egress shit is. It is API, storage, and edge functions. I don't know. But I used all my shit in 2 days, and then today I used 33 gigs. Now, if I had to guess, it's just running these SQL queries. Queries, that's a funny word, huh? Could you say that as a slur? Someone is being query. Getting banned, all good. So, anyway, that's a concern because I think I can just pay incrementally, but Supabase, that's what I'm using, has pay plans that are, well, let me actually look it up. It's so funny because the pricing, yeah, this is so funny. It goes 0 for free, 25 for pro, and then it goes 600. So that's the tiers right there. Now, I don't think that I'm just immediately updated to the 600 one. I think that's kind of horseshit. I do think I have to pay the difference, though. Oh, it says it right here. Oh, okay, that's not bad at all, actually. Okay, so it says 250 gigabytes egress, and then 9 cents per gigabyte afterwards. So I'm probably going to clear that. If it doubles, let's just say it doubles, so it's 250. That is 10 cents, so that's an extra $2.50. $2.50. That's not bad at all. That's fine. Wait, that's right? 10 cents. So 10 would be $1. So 100 would be $10. No, it would be $25 extra. It's kind of shitty. So my thing doubles. Actually, no, it's whatever. So it's not the end of the world, but it does suck because they gave me 250. I've never used more than what looks to be not even a gig. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used more than a gig with any day. And then all of a sudden I use up to 100. I mean, the graph looks ridiculous because it doesn't even, 1 through 32 gigs doesn't even exist. And then it goes 32.6 to 116.1. That's how much I used in one day. So I must have just been running these queries. So whatever. What a funny word. That's funny to me. I guess that's how mature I am. So anyway, got the problem fixed finally. Like I was saying, I learned the very hard way that in order to test this stuff out, I don't need to put in a whole bunch of fake data. I just need to put in maybe 10 things and then look at the stats and just do some comparing, So what I mean is I'm going to put a task in. I'm going to make it start on December 1st, even though today is December 10th, and I'm going to mark it off as complete once. And then I'm going to go into the stats, and I'm going to make sure that everything reflects accurately the data that is really there. So just for easy example, if today is January 7th and I make a task start on January 1st, that means that there's 7 days that I had the opportunity, according to the system, to complete a task. If I don't complete any task, that would be 0%. So that means I failed 7 days because I'm holding up 5 fingers. That's so funny. Because there were 7 days to do the task, I didn't do it on one single day. 0 divided by 7, or I guess that would be error, but anyway, be 0%. And I found an error where it would say that I have completed 5 tasks, or I have failed 3 times, or whatever. And what I previously did was I put in a full year worth of data for 20 tasks, and it created 12,000 rows for the profile for this user, which I won't have to worry about that unless somebody is doing 20 tasks for a full year. And then we can figure that out, because that's 20 rows of data every single day. Matter of fact, doing the math right there, I have no idea why it was 12,000. There must have been an error somewhere, because if you did 20 tasks a day, every day, that's the same number as podcasts is my goal, which is 7,300. Well, it's 7,300, but my goal is 7,305, because 20 times 365. So I don't know why it was almost double. So anyway, whatever. Someone would have to do what I did for 2 years to get to the number. But I don't know. It would not delete. I tried running all these different queries. I tried running all these different codes in the terminal. Nothing would work. Changed my password, changed the database password, tried to set up all these different, I don't even know what you call them, automations, links, whatever. Nothing would work. And so just like the whole Notion situation, I thought, what if I just see what the Notion could do, see what the AI can do within Supabase, because I didn't even know there was one. Clicked on it and I said, hey, can you just delete everything in this table? And it said, oh yeah, sure, here you go. And I literally put my hands on my cheek and I went, oh my fuck, because the problem was solved immediately, right then and there. The hell was that noise? Because the problem was solved right then and there. And ta-da, all done. So figured it out, and then I went back, verified that everything was correct. A lot of shit was absolutely not correct. So for example, if we look at this right now, if I look at the completions, I have completed this task one time, and I started it on, it looks like November, what is that? November 28th. So that is a total of 12 days. So I should have, and I don't know what this is going to say, but I should have 11 fails, 1 completion. So if we go to totals, it says I've completed it once and I failed it no times at all. So that's wrong. It's very obviously wrong. For the score, it says I've done it 100% of the time. That's also extremely fucking wrong. And then for records, it does say that my highest streak is 1, which is correct. It does say my most tasks failed in one day is 1, which is true. I only have 1 task. But it says my most tasks failed in 1 week is 6. It's incorrect. There's 7 days in a week. I failed the whole week. Should be 7. Most tasks failed in 1 month. That's correct, because there are 9 fails in the month of December. There's 2 more in November, but that's not that month. But it does say 9 in 1 quarter, so that's incorrect, because November and December are the same quarter. And then 9 for the whole year. That's incorrect. So there's some issues. And it says most tasks completed by month, or failed by month, it says 0. So November and December should both have some, but they both say 0. So what I have to do is go through, draft up some kind of prompt, and then get that sorted out and fixed. And I'm sure if I knew how to code, I could go in there and probably do it right now. Maybe it's harder than that. I don't know. But this part is tricky, because I want to make sure that it knows specifically what I'm talking about, so it doesn't try to update something else. So I take a lot of screenshots. I probably take I'm not even trying to exaggerate. I probably take 500 screenshots per day to then feed it back into AI to specify, hey, on the stats page in the middle, using the totals tab, down half the page where it says most tasks failed by month, that's XYZ incorrect, blah, blah, blah. It needs to actually yada, yada, yada. And yeah. So I just want to make sure that I don't break anything. Maybe I don't have to do that. Sometimes I don't. It still works fine. But you just can't be too sure. You know, I'm messing with some AI shit. Last thing I need it to do is to do what it did with the Fitbiz thing and say, hey, oops, I accidentally deleted everything. Do you have a backup? And then I say no, and it says, fuck, that sucks, dude. Sorry about that. Anyway, what can I help you with? I don't need that. I don't need that again. You know what I mean? So I make a shit ton of backups. Every time I'm about to do something that I think could break something, I always make a backup. And that just brings so much peace of mind, because then when I'm going through it, for example, today when I was going through that 5-hour debugging session, I was chilling. I mean, it was stressful and it sucked ass, and I was so ready for it to be done. I was getting irritated for sure. But it was so nice to know that if it all went to shit, I could just put the other file in and everything would be back to normal, would be good to go. I could just start from there. So that brought a lot of peace of mind, and I didn't have to worry about anything. So thankfully I did that. But anyway. So yeah, the other thing I guess I can touch on is, ever since I started building this app, I have been so addicted to this. It is all I ever want to do. It's all I actually do. I haven't done shit other than this. I've made so much progress, and this has been some of the most enjoying what's the fucking word? The most enjoyment. There's been some of the most enjoyment I've ever gotten out of any of this. And I don't know why I am getting so much enjoyment out of this. But there's just something about the thought of, I'm building this app, I will be using it, other people can use it as well, and I'm going to make some money off of this. You know, that's cool. This is the kind of shit that I want in an app, and there's not one. There's not one at all. There's plenty of them that are a similar concept, but there's none that offer exactly what this is, which is this hardcore, ruthless, call it a lifestyle of trying your hardest to set some and do some very difficult things. So it's one thing to do anything for 10 days in a row. It's another to do it for 200 days in a row or something like that. Now, I'm not trying to make this something where I do things for the wrong reason. That's actually why I stopped the ice bath, I believe. Well, I was pretty much done with that as well, but I remember making the comment that I was doing it for the sake of doing it, not for any kind of benefit or whatever. It was more like I need to get, I think it was with a gallon of water. I don't know. But the thought was, yeah, I need to drink a gallon of water per day, but if I'm chugging half a gallon 5 minutes before bed, that's probably doing me more harm than good. It's disrupting my sleep. I'm holding on to all that fluid all night long. I got to piss. You know, what's that doing to my bladder? Is that doing anything to my kidneys? If it, you know, rather than just getting in the habit of drinking water and not chugging a half gallon before bed, you know? So I don't want this to turn into that. I do want it to turn into that, though, with things that are extremely beneficial, no matter when or how or whatever, such as just maybe writing a page or maybe recording a podcast, because that's how this show started. It was on phase 1 of Live Hard. I said I wanted to record a show, and then all of a sudden it came into this, and now we're on episode 783, I think it is. But, you know, something like reading 5 pages or reading a page or, I don't know, stretching. I mean, I don't think there's any point in the day where you shouldn't stretch except as soon as you wake up. Stretching 10 minutes, that's never going to be a bad thing. I don't know. Things like that. So work out 2 hours. That's every single day. That's probably not a good call, but maybe exercise for 30 minutes every day. Maybe that's a different thing because you can do your workouts, you're lifting weights, and then on the quote rest days, you're just walking with a ruck pack on your shoulders or something like that. And it's a lot more mellow and easier on your body rather than doing heavy squats and bench press and deadlifts and things like that. But I don't know. I like the when I was on 75 hard, man, that it was tough, but I just felt so good about everything. And maybe it was because I was outside doing outdoor cardio. Maybe it was because I was working out twice a day. Maybe it was because I was reading. Maybe it was because I was reading and I was drinking a gallon of water. Maybe it was because I was forcing myself to take a photo and I was forcing myself to look at myself every day, Things like that. Who knows? Or maybe it was just because I was doing things that I didn't want to do every single day and was working towards this end goal of 75 days and knowing that it was difficult and knowing that most people couldn't do it. And then also for me personally, knowing that I could wear that on my arm forever. I completed 75 hard. I completed live hard, phase 1, 2, and 3. I did this hard shit, completed it, full integrity, knowing that I did everything the absolute correct way. There's not one day that I can think of where I'm like, I don't know if that day counted. Every single day, I know it counted. Every single day. I remember having to set alarms on my phone before I would go to sleep so that I wouldn't fall asleep while I was reading because I could not keep my eyes open. I was so exhausted from the day, from waking up and doing an outdoor workout in the morning and then going to work and then coming home, or I guess going to the gym. Real quick, the amount of times that I have said that where I'm at work and then I come home and I go to the gym, it's never the case. I always went to the gym right after work, but I always say the reverse every time, and it's absolutely incorrect. But anyway, go to work, then right after work, go to the gym, and then come home, try to do all my tasks, all that shit, and then read, and then whatever else, try to work on my supplement, my pre-workout, and then when that wasn't the idea, it was how can I make this fitness app, and then I'm going to be a coach again, and then I'm going to actually do this analytic shit, and that has led me to where I'm at now. AI is so powerful, and all this shit is just unbelievable, So anyway, I think that a lot of it's so interesting, actually. Everything that I'm doing now was born and sprouted from the roots of 75 Hard, because that's when I guess that's when I wanted to make the pre-workout. That's the first 100 episodes of the show is talking about I got to make my own pre-workout. And then that's also when I started this podcast. Obviously when I started 75 Hard, I was looking into Live Hard, completed that. That's when I got into ice baths and drinking water and working out more. It was just a net positive all around in hindsight. So if I could just recreate that, but tailor it to specific areas of my life and apply the same intensity of 75 Hard to these other areas of life, I want to do that. So I just got to get back to that. I would credit so much of my success now to that program and everything that it stands for and everything about it. Did a lot for me. So anyway, so the idea with Blade is same concept as 75 Hard. You have some tasks, you commit to it. There's absolutely no fucking around. If you miss 1 second of cardio, you restart. It's all integrity. It's honor system. I'm not going to know if Bob Smith actually read his 10 pages or if he read 9.985 pages. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck, because he's going to know at the end of the day if he did or didn't do it. He's going to have to live with that. If he gets awarded a medal, or if he completes a blade, or if he does a certain amount of tasks in a row, he's going to know, oh, you know what? I completed this 100 days in a row, but on day 45, I actually was a page short and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't count. So he's going to have to live with that. And again, the app's not free, so he's going to have to live with that and be short $200, whatever it is, per year. So every time I say that, I feels like it sounds like I don't care about the end result. I just want money, which is not the case. I want people to honor themselves, honor their word, keep their word, but honor themselves. Sounds weird. It's not what I meant, I guess. But anyway. So with the blade, I think I need to create some staples that every blade must have, such as some kind of diet stipulation and some kind of physical exercise stipulation. I don't know how I would do that. Other with the workout or with the exercise, that's easy. I would just say 30 minutes a day every day. I just feel like that's absolutely doable for everybody, no matter what. And I think that's I don't want this to be I don't want blades to not include the physical transformation, because I want the physical to be almost, a bigger part of it. I don't want someone, or not that I don't give a fuck what people do, but I don't want it to be about read 10 pages, study 5 hours, research 10 topics, print 5 essays, write 12 paragraphs, and that's just all you do. I want it to be more. I had this idea of when you create a blade, you have to give it a category or a tag, or when you create a task in the blade, you have to give it a category or a tag, and you must have a category. You must have at least one task from each category. So maybe that's physical, maybe that is mental, maybe that is education, maybe that is relationships, things like that. I want to make certain categories required, and you assign that when you make a task. So I can make a task and call it reading 10 pages, and I can assign the category of physical fitness, and then I don't need another physical fitness task for the rest of the blade. I could do that, I could lie, or I could be honest and keep each blade with how it is, And if my vision of keeping things public holds true, then when somebody completes a blade, people will be able to see that, and they'll be able to see the tasks, and they'll be able to see what the categories were, and you'll probably get called out for it. That's the vision that I have. So I don't know, but we'll get there. But yeah, I almost want to make it almost a mandatory thing of part of every blade day, you have to do 30 minutes of exercise and 10 pages of reading or something like that, Every day. I mean, no matter what blade, if you're on a blade, you have to do those things. If you're just doing normal tasks, by all means, do your thing. But the blade is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be difficult. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe each blade has a requirement of those things, but when you're doing your individual tasks, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Huh. I don't know. There's a lot to iron out, but anyway, I am going through a lot, and I'm just ironing things out as I go, making sure things work properly, and really just testing everything. So there's 5 buttons at the bottom. There's blades, tasks, stats, medals, and social. And all I'll do when I am checking something out is I'll click, for example, tasks, and then I'll click dashboard settings, watch the console. I'll click future tasks, watch the console. If I click on this, then click done really fast. Or if I click these check marks and I turn them off, what happens? And if I turn this off, swipe left on this, what happens? What happens if I delete a completion? What happens if I change the start date, make it to private? Is that going to do anything? And then I save the files. I'm watching the console, and there's a whole lot of green. It's completion, found 1 completion, done. Fetching analytics for habit, blah, blah, blah. Analytics fetched to 1 today, 1 week. Ta-da, done. And I'll just watch that. And if I find any errors, all I do is I highlight, copy the error, put it into cursor, and I say, hey, this happens when I do this action. Please fix it. And it says, okay, fixed it. And I test it again. And if it's fixed, then we're good to go. If it's not fixed, then fuck. Okay, so perfect example. I just undid a completion. It says, with a warning sign, task example task 1 has 1 completions but 0 failures. Failure may not be tracked. And let's see if it's not. So let's go to stats. So it actually was tracked. So it says most tasks failed in 1 day. Or most tasks failed in 1 week. 7. So it actually just updated all this stuff. Yeah, actually this all updated right then and there. So that's a problem of its in and of itself. Why did something else have to happen to make other things change? Everything should just be updated automatically. So what I would do now in this case is I would note that down, put it into cursor. maybe even add it to the plan, and then I would ensure that that problem is fixed in the future. So it's cool because there's voice chat. So I'll just talk to myself if I'm not doing a voice memo, and I'll record it, and I'll copy and paste the transcription in ChatGPT, and then I'll do all that. But the fact that it just updated live right there, that's good. That is fantastic. So if I complete it again, oh, it just triggered the first metal. Oh, fuck, I forgot I had it do this. Wait, can I undo it and do it again? Does that reset every time? No way. If it does, that's going to be fantastic news because I want it to do this. So if I click it again. Oh, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Why can't I undo it? Wait, so do I have to go to stats and then have it load? Grid. It's never been completed. So I go to blades. Or no, not blades. I go to tasks. Complete it. So what's the console saying? It says, I don't know. Can I just reset this? So reset metal progress. Reset successfully. So if I click on this now, it should show me. There we go. Oh, that's sick. So it pops up with the award, says the person's name, the day they completed it, new metal award, the logo, the icon that pops up, and then the requirements. And then it slowly fades in with accept metal, save, and feed. So if I click save, image save to camera roll. Oh, it actually saved a photo. Wait, I think it just broke the whole app. I just broke the whole app. Holy shit. So perfect example right there. I was just messing around and it broke the whole app. So now what we do is I'm going to do this live right now so I can make this fix. Stuff like this is good. I need to know all of these always so that I can fix this shit. So we're going to put this in here. The app crashed entirely and froze when I saved this image to camera roll on the simulator. Please fix. So now I'm going to, I got to take a screenshot of this just to make sure. I've got the simulation on my computer, so I'm seeing an iPhone screen on my computer. That's how I'm testing it out. Just faster than using my phone. So now I'm going to send that. I think someone's in my house because I keep hearing noises, so that's excellent. Dude, I'm so over these noises. What are we doing? Anyway, so we're going to run a couple other files while it's doing its thing. Let's see if it works. Okay, success, no rows returned. Now let's grab the other one. Copy paste this into the query. Run. Any errors? No errors. Okay, good to go. So now we're caught up. So now we're waiting for it to do its thing. So for example, this still says 7 out of 8 to-dos completed, even though we're on a different task now. It remembers that there is something else that it still hasn't done yet, but it knows that. So it says fixed time tracking should not show 0 when user is active. So yeah, it should fix that. Thread 297, abort with payload or reason. So yeah, the app took a shit. So now it says fixes applied. Going through all that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build the app and then we're going to relaunch it. Code after return will never be executed. I don't know why it won't be. Let's see. Runtime, iOS 26. Oh, wait. Is that tracking how much time? I think it's tracking how much time I spend on the app now. So let's see real quick. So if I go to records, it should be at the very bottom. Time Maybe not. I don't see it. Least time, most time. Total time spent on app. I should see that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not there. Okay, so let's try this again. So let's go to tasks. Let's undo this. Let's reset metal progress. Let's complete the metal. Okay, it popped up. Console looks good. Save. Image saving is not available on simulator. Okay, that's fine. Post to feed. What happens when we post that? Failed to upload metal icon. New row violates row level security policy. Successfully shared to metal to feed. So if I go to social, it says unknown just achieved the first steps metal. That's cool. Now if I go back to tasks, yeah, we're done. Anyway, that's a little, I guess, behind the scenes of how I am going about all of this shit. And quite literally what I just did there in that little time frame, that's what I did all day. I did not do anything other than this whatsoever. I sat at my desk and I was just glued to my computer, just doing this. Again, making so much progress. So I think I've reached a point where I would say that everything that I have built in right now is done. All I need to do is ensure that it works. And so now comes the testing. Because this is definitely one of those things that the sooner that I get out, the better. You know, for example, all I need is 100 people to use the app and I'm making $2,000 a month. You know, that's crazy. If I have 1,000 people, which I guess all that would take would be for a shout out from Dawson, Mina, and Trey. I think total that might be close to 1 million people. Let's see. Dawson, I don't know how or why, but he has almost 500,000 followers. 493,000. That's insane. I think Mina has 44. I just looked at his. Yeah, 44. And then Trey, I think he just broke 100,000. 124,000. So between the three of them, we're talking 600,000, 500,000, 700,000, whatever. So if I can somehow say, hey man, shout this out, do it this many times over this much period of time, I'll give you half of every person's recurring subscription for as long as they're part of the Blade, something like that. And then if we can get, what would that be? 0.2% of, so if there's 500,000 people and all I need is 1,000 and they are all referrals, we'll just say, then that would be $10,000 per month. Obviously I got to pay Apple and all that shit to whatever, but $10,000 a month. And lost my train of thought there. So if I have 500,000 people that see this and only 1,000 people sign up, that is 0.2%. And then we're making $10,000 a month. Now, obviously easier said than done, I know, but it's fun to fantasize about that shit. But yeah, I mean, if I could just do that and then, I mean, hell, I could even get, hopefully, I don't know, 10 from friends and family. I mean, I've gotten a good I made a post today on social media. I just said, hey, everyone, I made an iOS app, does this, blah, 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 looking for some beta testers. Had some people say, hell yeah, that's very cool. And I've had a few family members reach out, ask if it was on the App Store, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I mean, my goal is not to make money necessarily. My goal is to I mean, truthfully, I started building this for myself, and then I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. Charge $20 a month for this shit. And then Andy drops his apps $50 a month. It's very similar to what I'm trying to build in some ways. But fuck, you know. But anyway, I feel like I'm talking in circles. Okay, so I just refreshed everything, and it says, failed to load completion timestamp for example task number 1, canceled. RPC call failed for habit, blah, 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 canceled. Error loading image from whatever the fuck that is. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those errors, put them in here. Please fix these errors for me. Done deal. Now, I believe there was, I think I'm missing something here. I don't know. I made a plan. I don't know. Okay, I'm done. That's the show. Happy December 10th. Also got a haircut today. I'm feeling good about it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for people who cut hair, huh? All right. That's it. Thank you guys for listening. That's the show at 783, I believe. Also, I had a Zoom call with Mina. Not much was said other than just working on Notion and things like that. So if you want to listen, go ahead. Here you go. He's not going to throw up like last week. That's so funny. But yeah, here's the call with Mia. Peace out. I've used all this AI coding stuff to build some cool apps for myself. So I've been nerding out with that. So yeah, it's been fun.
Good, bro. I mean, honestly, I really don't have anything to say about what we have here. I was going to ask you about the software thing that you were talking about, just to give an overview. I know it's probably like really early on, you know?
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you something yesterday. So Brian has seen what Will's been doing, basically poaching his clients. Mm-hmm. And he created like a chat for just the people who have hit 100K or more.
Oh, you told me about that, actually. Dude, I can actually see that on Slack. That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's like a subgroup, right? The 100. You can like see the messages, or you just.
I can't see the messages on Slack. The Slack bot says invitation to Mina joined, and it actually shows everybody who's in the group. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I can see that.
I don't give a fuck. Anyways, and I'm also in the community with Will. So I was going to ask you yesterday, we were on the Zoom chat, and someone was like, oh, man, I really need help, like, tracking KPIs and all these different things. And, like, they were, like, showing this spreadsheet, and it looked like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Compared to, yeah. So I was going to say, were you able to ever make that Loom video of the finished product, or no?
No, and the reason why, dude, is I'm so done with Notion, bro. I don't want to have to set anything up with Notion again, and that's how I'd record the video, you know?
That's totally entirely up to you, because yesterday I like bit my tongue. It was at the end of the call. I was about to like share my screen and be like, yo, this is what I have in Notion. If you want, like, let me know. I can connect you guys. But at the same time, I was like, I'm going to bite my tongue just in case like you weren't ready for that.
Yeah, I do. I mean, honestly, I think I'm leaving money on the table by doing that. But when I set yours up and set Trey's up, dude, that was hell. I mean, I can't be doing that for 10 people even, you know? So.
Yeah. Okay. Up to you. I was just going to say, like, if you needed me to, or if you wanted me to, I was just going to, like, literally be like, yo, I have this that was set up. If anyone needs, like, hit them up. But if you want to wait on that, then it's up to you.
I think I'd prefer to wait. I mean, that's awfully kind of you to even do that. So thank you for, I guess, vouching for me. I've got the software pulled up if you want to look at what I have right now.
Yeah, sure.
Because that was...
How far out are we with the software?
I mean, honestly, dude, it kind of depends on what you're looking for. I mean, it's harder to personalize this because it's just, well, it's not harder to, but it would make more sense to make one big thing and then just send out updates. I'm sure I could figure it out, but it just depends on what's needed. Let me share my screen.
The reason I'm asking is, like, genuinely, like, I want to wait and use Notion for quite a while.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, just because, like, you know, like, we just implemented it, everything like that, and just see. And then, of course, like, with, like, the team as well, you got to remember, like, when you have a team, you don't want to be changing shit. Hey, use this. Okay, now we're using this. Now we're using this, you know?
Yeah.
So we want to at least establish streamline. And plus, there's a lot of data, I will say, a lot of data that's incorrect right now in Notion, like with extending clients, and then with the KPIs as well, because there's, like, monthlies that aren't inputted. I haven't inputted that. There's no way you would have known. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If there's wrong calculations, then I can fix that. But
no, I don't think it's the wrong calculation. I think there's just, like, beginning data that's missing. You know?
Oh, you're saying from day one when we put everything into Notion, maybe it was just wrong to begin with.
Either that, or like obviously currently, like, you know, I have some clients that moved to monthly, for example, from being a PIF, you know, like we extended them, and then, or I extended a client, we extended a shit ton of clients last month, and they wanted to do a split pay, you know, for example, and that's not in the system right now. I haven't inputted it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So that's the data that's missing.
Okay. Is there anything that you're seeing that's totally my fault, so that I can fix? Kind of feeling bad. I don't want to. Like you say, there's some incorrect data, and I take it personal. Like, fuck, I fucked up, dude.
No. It's incorrect data. It's incorrect data from the user, not from you.
Okay.
It's not from the program. It's the data as in, like, how the fuck are you supposed to know that we signed I sold the client on a Sunday and I got a split pay or I got a monthly?
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everything is correct, you know?
Yeah, like I have it. I want to take a deep dive into all the financials because I just want to streamline it so I'm done using the Excel sheet that I have now.
Yeah, a lovely spreadsheet.
Yeah, we'll do that, but I gotta make the time to do it, you know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get you, dude.
So what are we looking at?
So I think I'm going to revamp this already, but anyway, this is master log. So we got their names, sale date, start date. I'm trying to mimic it to Notion, and then I'll just go from there. So you have all the contact info, you know, ever fit, program info, all these you can change.
Sick.
Yeah, pretty cool. And then grouping. And so this is different. You know, you can add tags to each person. So we can sort. You can really sort clients.
That's sick.
Yeah, so there's groups 1 through 10, and then the all-star, great, struggling, needs help status, you know. I think I want to just absolutely make this just the only view, and then all the different tabs show everything. So like finances, renewals, and just keep it super simple, but I don't know. Then we have check-ins. Sorry, this thing's pretty slow here. Okay, we'll skip check-ins. We'll go to financials. This is all running off my computer with everything else running, so it's being slow. So maybe I'll have to show you another time.
Yeah, I was about to say, let it go. Oh, you're good. Let's see.
Hey, look at that. That's fancy, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, so same thing. Just the names, package, contract amount, cash collected, the closer, you know, we have upcoming payments. So it's a much easier view to look at. So completed payments, how many they made, remaining, total pay, you know, all that stuff. What's really cool with all this too is if you click on their person's name, it brings everything into one view. So you have their client information, financials, check-ins, follow-up systems, and it's presented much cleaner, you know.
I like that.
Yeah, you change all this.
Yeah, this is definitely cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's way better overall. Like if I add a note and add the note, it'll say, you know, who left it, the time and date, so you can be really organized that way. I want check-ins to load, dude. Oh, here we go. I actually made not this one. Okay, check-ins, that's not what I meant. It is this one. So this is how crazy AI is. I completely replicated Typeform, and it's mine now. So you can make your own form. So if I go in, dude, AI is fucking crazy. So if you want to make your own forms and not pay for Typeform anymore, like, boom, I got you. Same thing. And you can make...
Oh, it's sick.
The thing with this is you can make a check-in form.
You misspelled file.
File?
Yeah, do you see where it is?
Oh, full upload? A lot of these aren't even capitalized. It's probably... I mean, I didn't write the non-caps ones. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then this is the cool stuff. So all the analytics. So... you know, active clients, inactive clients. So if you click on this, it'll say who's active. Click on this, it'll say who's onboarding. On pause, same thing. So we have the different coaches, how many clients they have. Nutrition types. So you just click these and it'll show you everything. So you go down the list. Financial, same thing. A lot of this is.
I feel like you learned.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, you cut off. You said
I was saying, I feel like you...
I'm sorry, do you keep cutting out as soon as you get to that point?
No, you're good. I was saying you took what you learned from Notion and you just made it better.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no restrictions here. I can do whatever I want. I mean, I could put a gold star in the middle of the screen if I wanted to, you know? Oh, I see that I'm lagging. That's awesome. We have the toy box. So this is just fun shit, dude. You know, the least syllables in a client name, the most syllable, you know, so stupid. The longest email for a client.
How many M's do we have in the program? It'd be so fucking many.
Yeah, dude, I counted that one day. I think there were 65 or something. And you have 190. Dude, a third of the clients that you have are start with M. A third.
There's more now.
Yeah. I believe it. That's crazy. So yeah, just some random shit. Then we have the record book. So this is crazy. So The idea with this, dude, is that for like who I had in mind was Victoria because she's the closer. So she would be able to look at this and see the records per month, per week, let me show you. So we can see the record of sales per week is 7 clients, and it was this week. And so she can always strive to break that, sales record per month, week, day of the month. The purple is today's date, so the 10th. So if I want to break today's record for the most sales on the 10th of a month, and I just have to break one. So go down the list, and it's all the same thing. And then I'm working on some kind of chart thing where you can pick any 2 metrics or any 3 metrics or whatever and put them together so you can see how they go together. So like onboarding completion, how long it takes for them to complete onboarding, and then how long they stay in the program, so you can find the, you know what I mean?
You know what would be really valuable here?
Huh?
If you somehow connected this to Calendly or something like you can see calls booked.
Oh yeah, this actually is. I swear I texted you this a while ago, but yeah, this is actually synced to Calendly. I made it with a Calendly account, so literally this is it. So like when somebody books a call, they get put in here, and then you'll know everything. And then once the call is done,
I think you did show me this. I was just dying, so I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember we did, yeah.
And what's really cool for the closer is when they click close, they don't have to refill out all the info. So if I click closed, it already has their info in here. And all I have to do is just fill it out. And then once I fill it out, then they leave here and then they go into the master log. But if they don't close, if I have this call and no close, then why was there not a close, So we can select the objections. It's a way for you to track those, the reason, the notes. And if I save that, I got to enter a reason.
Mm-hmm. I like this a lot, actually.
And then they go into the no close, and then you can just monitor. Oh, great, it's an error. But yeah, then you can all right, whatever. So you can monitor how you can just see all the leads, what status they're at, and then go and do whatever you want with them accordingly. There's honestly so much more to it.
I like.
Oh, here you go. Actually, let me show you this. So there's the employees. So you can track all the employees, what role they have, their email, date joined, how much they make, notes, all that bullshit. There's going to be a schedule in here. I got carried away with this stuff. I don't know if this is that useful, to be honest, but yeah, it will show each, like you have your Google Calendar, right? And I'm sure that's probably more preferred, but this will be there. And then you have the business expenses. But yeah, dude, I mean, there's a lot here. It honestly just depends on how you want it, yeah.
This is good. And honestly, with like AI, like I'm sure the development cost is a lot less.
Dude, it's almost it's almost like a kick in the dick to people who have spent years learning how to code, because I just made all this in a couple weeks. I don't know how to code.
Yeah, because when I was developing my app like 2 years ago, like my own app, I told you about this. We had our own app.
Yeah. I think you showed me screenshots.
Yeah, it was so ass.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this is pretty cool stuff. And then I'm working on an iPhone app that's you can think of it like 75 hard, but it's you make your own kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm actually really pushing for that too. I work on that as much as I can after I finish all the hours for you and Trey. So
yeah,
this is how you get
still working with Trey?
Yeah, everything's great over there. I gave him everything that I gave you, and he was very grateful. And then there's honestly not a lot of communication, dude. I don't know. It's almost weird. I almost feel like I need to I don't know. I still do the hours and everything, but it's not like I'll say, hey man, I worked on this, and he'll just give me a thumbs up. I'm like, what if I just didn't say anything? Like, would you think I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I heard he had a rough couple months with his mom and everything.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, I had no idea either. And he missed a day on paying me, and I just sent him a text, like, hey man, hope everything is well. Usually, and he's like, hey, sorry, my mom died. And I'm like, oh, my bad, Yeah. That's horrible, dude.
Yeah. He put out a lot of videos on Instagram about it. I'm sure you probably just don't follow him.
Yeah.
But he talked about it a little bit, which was upsetting, and he had a record month.
Yeah. I don't see all of his numbers, but I'm in his sales group chat, and that thing is just bumping always, dude. Yeah, they got a good system.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway.
Good, bro. Okay. Yeah, keep me posted on how everything goes. But like I said, I do want to stick with Notion for a little bit, just to honestly, like, we just implemented it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine this is going to be done to the level that I'd prefer it to be before I start. I could get it done if that's all I did for sure, in like by the end of the year, you know. But
Yep.
But that was my question. Do you want any hours to go to this or no? I'm like, full transparency, like I'm working on it regardless. But if you want specifics done, then
honestly, not right now. And I just want to be transparent too. Just because, like, you know, we're using Notion and everything like that, and Notion's been going well, and I appreciate that. Whenever we have a problem that you need to step in and fix, like, you obviously step in and then, like, you know, include that, of course, with hours. But right now, I think we're in a good spot. I know that you want to move away from Notion, so I'm not really sure, like, what else is there to do in Notion, because you're, like, allocating your time here, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, so I'll do whatever you need, man. I mean, I love Notion, but as far as, so what I mean by, like, I'm done with Notion is, like, if I'm going to give this to somebody, setting that up, dude, I'm so done with that. That was hell. So as far as building new things for you in your system.
You couldn't train a VA to do it?
Well, yes, I can absolutely do that, but I don't have income to, I guess, pay for them.
Yeah. I mean, just spitballing ideas, you can shut it down if you'd like. You make one sale for this, now you have income to play around to train the VA to do it. Like, all you have to do is do it one more time, you know?
You're saying one sale and then...
That's how my mind works, but obviously, like, you want to go with, like, whatever you think your future is, right? But my idea would just be do it one more time for one more client, you know?
And then just use that.
And then use that money for teaching the VA and, like, paying them hourly, which isn't much, you know, at the end of the day. And then after that, use the remainder of the money, obviously, as you'd like, but I would run some ads too. Why the fuck not?
Can you do it for the Notion thing?
Yeah. I think personally speaking, what you have in Notion is more than enough for what people would look for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I can guarantee you, if I showed everything that you have, or you sent me a Loom video and posted it, people would be interested. I won't say they'll buy, but they're interested for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like, it's a lot better than what the fuck they were showing me. Like, I like, all I had to do is just share my screen and show the KPI thing, and it shows all the charts and shit that you have. They'd be like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And that's KPIs.
Yeah, that's only one piece.
Sell the fucking KPI thing on its own.
Absolutely could. Yeah, there's actually so many moving pieces in there. When I was building it, I totally spaced that there was so much, and then I looked at everything combined, and because I had to record 100 videos, you know, so that's 100 different pages. So
I'm just, honestly, man, I'm not trying to sway you in a different position or different direction. You do whatever direction you feel like fits you best. I'm just giving you ideas. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, just my 2 cents, and then you start having a VA or maybe even 2 VAs, like, working on your shit, doing everything that you need to. Or honestly, you probably just need one. Hire them full time, teach them, like, maybe they have a good understanding of code and Notion anyways, teach them. You could be making sales and have your VA do it, just oversee it, and then now you can allocate more time towards building your software.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that would definitely give me a lot more money, so.
Just, I think about income, bro, and I feel like I have a good business sense in certain things. And for you, I would just feel like you got to make money, you know? At the end of the day, the money makes your life easier. So
Sure does. Speaking of money, dude, how close are you to 200,000 then?
Right now,
you got to be at 66 right now to be there.
I know.
Right?
We're not at 66. We're at like 53, 55, something like that.
That's insane still, though.
Yeah.
You think it'll spike right after Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have another spike, one last spike. The thing is, man, like, business is all about deposits and withdrawals, you know? So what makes me nervous is we did a huge withdrawal for Black Friday. Black Friday just won, like, 7 days. 7 days from Wednesday to Wednesday, we made $60K.
Before I forget, is the Black Friday promotion done?
No, it's still running.
Oh, okay. Because I have a note that I'm going to go on January 1st and go change all the end dates to the end of, because right now they're all incorrect for all the Black Friday sales.
Oh, shit. Well, Victoria should have been changing the end date. She wasn't doing it.
Well, right now she can't change end dates. It has to be done in the financials because she doesn't choose the end date. She selects the program length. And that's just so it's easier long term to just, rather than trying to calculate the end date, you just say 5-month program done, you know?
Okay.
But again, I can change that if you prefer it that way. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's only once a year. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that. It's good to know. I know January 1st we'll have, we're running Black Friday sale until the end of the month.
Yeah. No, she messaged me about that, and I said, just put in the notes Black Friday deal, and then I'll go through and change it. But rather than doing here some, or some here, some there, I'm just going to wait till January 1st, or whenever the sale's over, and then go in there and change all the end dates to, I think it'd be June 30th, right? Or at the end of the year if it's the full year, whatever the program is.
It'd be, June 30th, just July 1st. But yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
We're doing that. Like right now, I think we're going to be probably at around, like if we don't make a single sale for the rest of the year, I think we're going to be close to 100. Around 80
If you
to
don't
100.
make a sale for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Which is good. And we've been pushing a lot of monthly recurring too. Like I'm not trying to go full on. Like if I go full on only PIFs, like, it'll be easy. But then January is going to be a shit month. And January by history for me is usually a slow shit month. Because people usually start in January and they're like, okay, I'm going to do this on my own. And it's not until like end of January, early February where they're like, oh, I need help, you know?
This is going to be you right here?
Basically.
I think it's mirrored, but
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. So like, I want longevity, bro. Like, there's a couple, I'll be honest with you. One last thing. There's a couple clients, a couple like people in Brian's program last month that hit 100K, right? And I was like, good shit. Like, fuck yeah. I love that. But they're not going to be anywhere close in December or January.
You think you just pour all their effort into that 1 month that there's nothing left to give for the next one?
Exactly. They poured everything into that last month. And I've done it in the past too, so I understand. But like, I have one guy, like, he's like, he kind of thinks he's like hot shit now. Cause he jumped from like 30K being his like all-time high to 100 in 1 month. Right?
Is it Seth?
So no, Devon.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm like, dude, this is great. And he's always asking me for advice, and I give it to him. I'm like, dude, like, 100K doesn't mean anything, And I wish someone told me that before. But I kind of started to realize, like, when I got to 95 that one time, I'm like, okay, even if I hit 100, so fucking what?
Yeah. It's $5,000 difference.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, maybe 200. We'll see. I honestly, realistically speaking, I don't want to limit myself, but I think 150. 150. Cool.
That's so much money, though. Good for you, man. That's awesome.
I know, bro. I need that shit too. I'm not gonna lie to you right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of shit that I'm responsible for my family, so the money would help.
Dude, that's way cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll fucking see what happens. I'm gonna turn up some ads later today and see what happens. So.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see the result of all that. It's awesome, dude.
Appreciate it, man. I remember you fucking joined when we were doing like 20 and 30.
Yeah, it's almost my 1 year mark. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I remember. You fucking
I think
joined.
I joined
I was like,
January 4th or something.
Yeah, I was like, yo, let's do check-ins. You're like, yeah, no problem. 3 weeks in, you're like, I fucking hate check-ins. I'm not doing this shit. I'm like, all right.
Dude, it's cool how far we've come, huh?
The good times. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah. You come along. You come a long way. I'm really happy to see that you're growing and like finding your niche and shit,
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And literally anything I can do to help, let me know. I'm never going to ask for anything in return. I'm just like genuinely, whatever you need, just tell me. Okay?
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Good guy.
You got it, bro. Anything else you need, let me know. All right?
Okay, we'll do. I'm just going to keep on polishing things up with Notion. There's a whole lot of automations in Make. I feel like I haven't been communicating that to you, so it's all make and then all the polishing up in Notion. So
cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
cool.
Talk to you soon.
I see you later.
Peace.